Curious about the secret to landing more clients? It all starts with a powerful online presence. That's why I'm inviting you to join me and social media expert Taylor for a hands on morning that will completely refresh your entire digital brand. In just 3 hours, we'll revamp your website, take new images for your social media, and align all your online platforms to attract your dream clients. I see so many businesses struggling to connect online, and we want to fix that. For my Massachusetts listeners, join us on Tuesday, April 8th at the Woburn Trade Center for a complete digital makeover. If you're in the Boston area, this in-person workshop is perfect for you. Head to jennybedesigns.com/workshop or click the link in the show notes to find out more. Bring your laptop and get ready to improve your business. Now, on to the episode. Today, we're diving into another website audit where I help a business owner make strategic changes to convert more visitors into buyers and our clients. I'm chatting with Allison from Co-Fine Jewelry, and we're going to chat about 3 updates that can work, whether you sell physical products or services. These simple tweaks can transform how your customers interact with your website and ultimately lead to more sales, no matter what type of business you run. So let's get into the audit. Welcome to Website Design Made Simple, the podcast for busy small business owners who want a high-performing website that converts and sells their offers, even while they're sleeping. Because you deserve to have a strategic and beautiful website that truly represents your brand and positions you as the expert that you are. I'm your host, Jenny B., web designer and creative director at Jenny B Designs, where we believe that your website is the one thing that makes you sales and builds your brand at the same time. Ready to say goodbye to a website that you're embarrassed to share? And hello to a money-making, personality-packed powerhouse? Let's head into today's episode. Welcome, Allison. And can you start us off by sharing with me if your website was working perfectly for you, how you want it to be working? What would that look like in your eyes?
Thanks for having me, Jenny. That's a tough question. I mean, I guess the goal of my website is to educate my clients and to make my jewelry accessible without having to leave their house. So I guess the first thing I would want them to do was to see the items I want them to see that are most important to me. So my best sellers or the items that I want to promote the most as quickly as possible so that those are in their mind.
Okay. And tell me what is challenging right now when it comes to your website? What's not working?
Well, a few things. First of all, I don't think I'm capturing email addresses the at all. I don't think that I'm getting all the traffic to convert. And I think that really starts with getting email addresses. So I don't know if it's my pop-ups are coming too late, coming too early, not saying the right thing, but I'm really probably losing leads.
And tell me a little bit about your traffic. Are you getting people to the site? And is it more about actually converting them, or are you also struggling with, getting that traffic as well?
I think most of my traffic is from people who are already aware of the brand. So my goal would be to bring more organic traffic and people searching for jewelers in my region or in New England in general, as well as people just looking for specific products, such as like a cocktail ring or an engagement ring with a lab grown diamond. So yeah, I'd say most of my traffic is people who know me, know the brand, who have seen me at an event or have seen me on social media, but it's not just organic traffic. I'd love to increase that.
Okay, perfect. So it sounds like a little bit of 2 things. One, making the traffic that you have convert a little bit more. And then 2, how do we get more traffic to the site so that it can convert for you?
Yes.
Let me share my screen.
Thanks. And I do have to admit that since I sat in on your initial presentation that you did last week, I did make some immediate changes to the website based on your recommendations. So I'm pretty excited about those. So it's looking better than it might have been before I met Jenny.
Oh, awesome. I love to hear that. And for everyone listening, I presented at the Women's Business League and Allison attended. So that's fantastic. All right. I have your website pulled up, and I actually just wanted to start and point out some things that you are doing so well that I think a lot of product-based businesses don't focus on and aren't doing well. So the first thing is I want to mention is your branding. Your branding is beautiful. It matches the quality of your jewelry and it just has a clean but luxurious but approachable feel to it, and you carry it through the entire site. So that is so clear when I land and go through your pages. I get that sense. I also want to share that, let me make this a little bit larger. I don't know why it's a hamburger. Is the menu okay? Okay, it's down there. A lot of times, product based businesses forget to make it easy for someone to shop on their website by offering different ways to access their products. For example, they might just have like view our shop and just be taken to a shop page. I love how you break it out into categories. People can shop by categories. They can also shop by stone. And you also have a whole like bridal category section. So you do a wonderful job breaking it into different categories. As well, on the homepage, you have multiple ways for people to buy. And I think sometimes shop websites forget about that. You need to have different ways for people to buy. So with that in mind, you are doing a fantastic job. I saw a couple of things that I thought I would share with you when you first land on your website. And this applies to whether you are a service-based business or a product-based business. You want it abundantly clear what you do, how you make someone's life better, and what you want them to do, how they can take the next step with you.
Love that you said that. And I'm kind of laughing because that has been my struggle. I think that not only did I have a hard time nailing that down for myself, I don't nail it down for my customers because I want to do everything for them.
Mhm.
So, but I love the idea of like, what is it, a USP, right?
Yes. Yeah.
What
So
is
you
my
were,
USP? And I tried to accomplish that above the fold, as you taught me.
Mhm.
And I tried to rework that in the last week. So I tried to say that I am designing for the elevated beach lifestyle with coastal inspired designs that make it accessible without sacrificing quality. So I'm trying to say that because I'm made in the USA, it doesn't have to be very expensive that I'm offering this product. But I'm not sure if that's the right way to do it. If that is what you're talking about, is that a USP?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I envision when you land here, and just for everyone who's listening, currently when you land, there are two beautiful images. On the left, it says find the one, shop wedding rings. On the right, it says start your stack, shop engagement bands. There are two different calls to action, and it's not immediately clear what you do. Right below it, you have beautiful words that say gold fine jewelry and lab grown diamonds, but you have to scroll a little bit, and that's not above the fold. I was playing with chat a little bit, and you might want to try playing with chat using what you wrote right there. It came back. I love to see a headline and a subheadline. And it came back with some options, jewelry as timeless as your favorite shoreline, lab grown diamonds and fine gold crafted with coastal soul. You want two lines, and I know you want to be accessible. So maybe something that captures that and grown in the USA. But having two lines right when you land with a beautiful image or a video, because you do have some beautiful videos on the website as well. Having that immediately clear when you land with one button. And if you have a collection that you want people to shop, you could do shop collection. If you want to send them to your best sellers, whatever you think a good place to send them would be, that would be your singular button on that land.
So do you think it's wrong that I have two buttons at the top?
I think that it is not immediately clear. Yes, I see the pictures of the rings. They're beautiful. And I see that you do wedding rings and engagement bands, but it's not clear that it's lab grown diamonds, gold fine jewelry, what you believe in. So I think it should be a singular picture talking about your company and then a call to action button.
So could I move those double pictures that we're looking at now, the two different options with the two buttons to click on down lower on my page and move up a singular video and then have on top of that video have what you're talking about, my USP. So basically move that video up to the top with a click. That should be at the top, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think that would be beautiful and have the USP a little bit more meaty than this. But yeah,
Right.
I think it should be up at the top for sure. And below that, you can I like to see you have a lot of different collections on the homepage. You've got a lot of different, your different collections, different products on the homepage. I would love to see, and maybe it is just moving that top section, but I would love to see your different categories because it
Hmm.
looks to me like maybe you have like lab grown diamonds, signature collection, beach bridal. Do you have like 3 categories or 3 different areas? It would be nice to be able to have those different areas similar to what you do up at the top, but in the homepage.
So, in terms of design on the website, that section where my USP currently is, which is below the images, really
Mhm.
should be on top of an image so it's above the fold,
Yeah.
right? So, I should kind of get rid of that area.
Are you able to do that? I don't know what template you're using.
Yeah, I'm actually have another window open. I'm doing it right now.
Okay. I love that. Yeah, like a singular video, singular image with your
Okay.
USP right on it.
Okay. You're going to die because I'm going to like do it right now and then refresh it and your,
Oh
your
my
page
God.
might change.
I love it. Can you minimize the space that says Cove up at the top with the logo? Like, yeah, can we get more of that footage for the imagery? I like to have,
I would love to do that. I'm not sure. I think I would have to look into my actual, is it a template?
yeah, that you can look into, but whatever we could do to be able to see and read as much as possible without needing to scroll would be a
Oh,
really,
yeah. That's actually pretty easy, I think, to change the height on the logo. Oh, wait. Okay. Well, that changes if you refresh. It might just change my logo size a little bit,
okay.
which it
I'm okay
did.
with that. Yeah.
You
I
are.
think
Okay.
I am. I will tell you, your logo is important. I don't even know if you can move it off to the left if that's possible. I want people to know who you are, but I want them to be able to read and see the imagery. That's more important than having a larger logo. Okay, you can move it to the left. I don't know if you can have your navigation like alongside it evenly.
The navigation be centered and the logo be at the top left. Is that what?
So the logo would be the top left, and then the navigation would be on that same line, but
Oh,
across.
hmm.
See how it's taking up some space up at the top? Anything you can do to minimize that. But
Yeah.
that's beautiful. That video is beautiful. And then you have gold fine jewelry and lab grown diamonds. Yeah. Yes, I think that that is a beautiful landing. When someone comes there, they understand what you do. We're not giving them too many options at once.
Now, I think I made some drastic changes, but I'd love for you to kind of see if I'm on the right track if you refresh.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, beautiful. So we have
We still have some space there, and I have to figure out. Oh, I see where that space is actually coming from the video itself. Hmm. Okay.
I think that this is beautiful. It's cleaner. It's cleaner, it's easier, and even if you can't decrease that, I think it's fine. It's nice to have a little breathing room.
Okay.
But I do wanna say for up at the top, okay, let me ask, do you look at your analytics? Do you find that some collections do really well? Like, what are most people going to when they come to your site?
I think most people are just checking out what I have. So I haven't, I have looked at my analytics, but I'm not getting the best data yet because I don't have that much traffic. A lot of people are looking just to see the brand overall.
Okay.
And I just made a few changes I just made that video that I made a little bit more space, but I think it cut off her head a little. I tried to move the video up like you said.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah, a little bit. Maybe you could move it down a tiny bit. Well, you still can see it, and we wanna see her jewelry.
Right.
For your top navigation, like, I like to see it as few options as possible. However, because you're a shop, I want you to make it accessible for people. I do like how you've broken it down by beach bride, then category and stone. You have an option called more. I might suggest instead of saying more, I would say either about Cove or I don't know if you have a page that's about our diamonds or about our process, our jewelry, what makes us special, something like that. I would reserve the last spot for something that talks about your business. And then the rest of this information, the custom orders, the jewelry tips and advice, put that in your footer. I don't think that it needs to be in your header. We want to have as few options
Okay.
as possible. We want someone to
So the jewelry tips and advice is my blog, and that was one of my questions for you, is where that belongs. So that is all the blog. Should I put it in the footer, and should I change it to the word blog or leave it as jewelry tips and advice?
yeah, I would put it as blog, put it in the footer. We want people that you're probably blogging to get traffic to the site.
Yeah.
To find your blog posts. It's not as much that someone comes to your site and they read a bunch of posts. It's more about collecting that traffic. Yes, it's good for people to read if you want them to stay on your site longer, but I think we want them to shop first and browse. So I would put that blog down at the footer.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
So should I have a drop down? So if I change it from more to just about Cove, should I even have a drop down there with custom orders or contact information, or does it
No.
not belong there?
I would just have about.
Just about.
Yes. Because I believe that people, when they come to your site, they want to learn two things. They want to see what you have, but they also want to learn about the company, your values, and how you craft your product. And so I think that that's a really high value page. Your about page is probably one of the most visited pages on your website, in addition to the shop pages. So that's what we want to share with them front and center.
Okay, so if you click now, I made that change, I think. Maybe not. There you go.
Okay.
Although, but it's a bigger, okay, yeah.
It's longer, huh? You could do, instead of about Kobe, you could do about. You could shrink the font a tiny bit. What is it at? It's at 19. You could go down to 18 and make it a tiny bit smaller and see if that helps at all.
Okay.
But I like that up at the top. People want to be able to shop and then learn about you. Oh, and you can get rid of, let's see, this is your about page. And then what is your contact page? Contact us.
It's funny, I can't even figure out how to make the header options 18, I guess.
You could probably get rid of the drop down altogether and add the contact us or the reviews down at the footer too, to make it
Okay.
your call. I like to just keep it as clean as possible, but I think that looks better versus having like a more up at the top. So this is all like landing on your hero section, your navigation, your hero. This is what someone first sees when they get here. The second thing I wanted to mention was that we talked about wanting to get people to be found through search and to increase that organic reach. A lot of times for designers, it comes down to the product titles having keywords in them so that they can be found on search. I just want to show you an example. Right here, we have, this is a collection. What you can do is you can optimize collection pages and you can optimize products. You want to use keywords, words that people are searching in your H1s so that it can be found. When I click onto Cove Signature Ring, the collection page, you have copy here on the signature page, which is half the battle. A lot of times people forget about having the copy there. We want words on that page. The other half is having an H1 that is searchable. Can you see my screen? I have this little tool on there. Can you see my widget that says headers on here?
Yep.
Okay. It is showing me the H1s, the H2s of your page. The H1 is the most important part of your page, and it is what tells Google what this page is about. Currently, you actually have two H1s, which we need to fix. But your top H1 says collection Cove Signature Ring. My question to you is anyone searching for Cove Signature Ring? And how can we can have Cove Signature Ring as part of the collection, but can we put some keywords in either before or after so we can capture some of that off the street traffic for people who might be looking for that page?
Yeah, that's a really tough one, especially with something like this, which is my signature ring. Of course, no one is searching for it. And because I offer it in all of these different colors, so for example, I have the London Blue Topaz cocktail ring, the pink tourmaline cocktail ring. It's hard to know what I'm supposed to put to make the whole collection have have something searchable. So in my mind, I lean towards cocktail ring, gold
Yeah,
cocktail ring,
yeah,
gemstone cocktail ring. But
yeah.
I also want to say that it's my signature piece because I might have some clients who are looking for it, but now that I'm talking out loud, you know what? They're probably looking visually. So people might see it in a store or see it in a magazine. So when they go to my website, they're actually looking for the picture of the ring, probably not the words.
I think that, yes, so that when someone comes to your site, they're looking for the picture. But if someone is doing a search out in the wild, if you had some keywords in there, they would come to this page. And I get what you're saying because they are so different, but maybe there's some way that you can come up with a category that they're all in, cocktail ring. This is a great use of AI, sharing, what's in your collection and then having it come up with some ideas for you. You want
So,
oh, go ahead.
well, I just made a quick change and I'm interested to see what you think
Yeah.
looking at the same tool. This is just off the top of my head.
Mhm. Yeah. Gemstone cocktail ring. Yeah. Do you feel sad that we're not using your collection because you have an H2? Let's see if it is an H2. If it's not, it should be. This solid gold cocktail ring made in the US. Solid gold yes. Oh, the story behind Cove's signature ring. Yeah, you do
I
have
made
Cove Jewelry signature ring in there. Yeah. Yeah.
I
I
made that
think
an
that that's better.
H3.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think that that's better. It's much better. If you do this on both your collection pages and I believe that this is one of your product pages, right? The Nauset Beach.
Okay.
I'm gonna say the same thing. No one's searching for Nauset Beach. You got two H1s here. Can we make a singular H1 because that's the most important? And can we combine it? Nauset Beach or 14 karat wave gold earrings, Nauset Beach. Like, can we put it together?
Yeah, and this was a real interesting one in terms of keywords. So, Nauset Beach is a really popular beach in Cape Cod. It's where
Mhm.
I'm from. And I am trying to capitalize on people who might be searching for Nauset Beach on vacation and come up and see my earrings that are solid gold that match that location and make them think of it. It's going to be more of a surprise for them, right? Though they're searching Nauset Beach and then see a pair of earrings. Am I wrong in doing that? What do you think about that?
Oh, I love that. But I think just combine the two. So we've got all of those words in there.
In
Nauset
the title page of the
in the H1. Yep. The Nauset Beach 14 karat wave gold earrings.
So here's another thing that I've struggled with is on the page that has all the earrings, I wanted each word to be really short. So I didn't want it to say Nauset Beach 14 karat gold wave gold earrings or whatever. I wanted it to just have the word and then you click on it. But that's probably where I'm going wrong with keywords, right? So
Yeah, I understand because we want the aesthetics of it. We wanted to have a singular. I don't know your template or your theme and how much wiggle room you have to assign H1s or H2s and where they are. If you do have room, your first line, the Nauset Beach, it doesn't, if you have the ability to make it an H2 and then have the 14 karat wave gold earrings, Nauset Beach be an H1, you can do it that way. I don't know what you think.
I don't think I have the ability to change the page title or the product title to an H2. I think it has to be H1 in this Shopify template that I'm using.
And how do you have two H1s then?
I just changed it. So if you give that a refresh, I did just make the changes that you were saying. So, but it's probably still a little repetitive.
Okay, you just have a singular H1. Okay, that's beautiful. Nope, I think that that's really good.
Although it is funny that the H1 is coming up as how does a 10% discount sound? That pop up.
Yes, and I do want you to fix that because that's probably also confusing Google. You have that on every single page. So if we can fix that so that that's not showing, that would be important.
Now, I believe that is through Clavio or Clavio, if I'm saying it wrong. I believe
Which one is it? I see enjoy 10
there's
off. And then if I exit this one, there's a 15% off, which is a 10%.
Yeah, it's definitely something that needs to be cleaned up, right? That is
I would, and maybe just use one and use whichever one that you can modify the H1 for. I like how you always have it down at the bottom because a lot of times in shops, we get to a shop, we see the pop-up, we're not ready for it. We shop around and then we're like, "Oh, where did that pop-up go?" Having it down below, someone can click it again. I think maybe you also might want to consider having it in the footer, having it like a full length where someone can just sign up too. So it's on every single page. It's not just a pop-up, it's at the bottom of the website.
okay. I like that.
And just like those are like I think those are 3 things that could really help you. You already got the landing and the navigation fixed to be a little bit more concise. And then working on those individual pages and the collection pages to make them be able to be found in search, but still making you happy with how they show up on the homepage. I know it's not as, sophisticated as just having Nauset Beach, but I think that the benefits outweigh kind of the cons of having it look that way, and I don't even think it looks that bad on the
So
homepage.
do you think I need to do that for all of these products? For example, the low tide, which is right next to you. Uh, that's one of my best sellers. And people do know it as the low tide huggies. And I mean, not a lot of people, but my clients know it as the low tide huggies, or they'll see a sign and be like, oh, those are the low tide huggies. Or it might be, an influencer or a blog might write about the low tide huggies. So that's one that I'm a little torn on.
But you just said low tide huggy, right? And right
Yep.
now it's just called low tide, and I don't think that adding hoop earrings it says low tide huggy right here. I don't think that adding hoop earrings afterwards is gonna take away from what it's called, like the low tide. I think just adds to it. I don't think anyone's gonna be confused by it.
And can I use that line, that like aesthetic line, that vertical line to separate it? Or should it just be all one word if I'm trying to
Yeah,
really capitalize?
you can use the line if that helps. I think that you doing that for both all of your products and, if you're the description, right? I don't know how much work you've done putting in keywords there, but if you want to just, while you're going through things, checking to see if you have enough keywords and adding things here and there while you're modifying those pages, I think that might help with search as well, bringing in some more organic traffic.
Okay.
Okay. I think that those changes will make a fair amount of difference for you. I already love the landing. Like it makes me feel a little bit more grounded and like there's like a singular focus.
So someone told me that each of my pages that you land on should be similar. So each page should have a similar feeling. So does that mean I have to put videos on every page that someone clicks on? So say we went to engagement ring, should that be a live video or can it stay a static photo?
No, I think it should match your branding and you do a beautiful job. You have that beautiful overlay. The pictures are clear and concise. So I think it's if you want a video or an image, either way is fine, just as long as you have consistency, which you do, the sizing and the words and when you navigate through all the pages. So I think that consistency is already there.
And is in that header, say we were just on the engagement rings and bands page, in that header, when we click on the collection banner, that text, which says, I don't even, oh, so that writing, does that need to have an H1 in it? Because I don't think it does.
This is a collection page, so we want to have an H1, which I'm assuming is engagement rings and bands,
Right.
which is good. And I would say if you can add a little bit more, you got Meet Allison, but can you add a little bit more copy up here to help that collection page a little bit be found? Add a little bit more about engagement rings, talk maybe about bands and things like that. That as well helps with search.
Okay, but it doesn't necessarily have to be an H2 in that section,
This is an H1. You can have just words, your paragraph, and then you've got H2. You might,
which we want to probably change that part, right?
yeah, you can say like meet with Allison, and then maybe above it, you could have maybe your title or engagement ring and band coordinator or designer or like whatever you want using that keyword. So maybe describe your role, and then it could say meet Allison, but have the description, those keywords be in the H2. Yeah, interested in a oh, is this an image?
It is an image. It is an image. There's no keywords on there.
Okay. Okay. And my final thing, I'm just checking. I don't know if you can see my screen. I did save as to see what it is called, the picture. It's called custom design. If you can get the images, if you can get some keywords in those images, I know it's hard
Right.
editing images to save them with keywords, that would help as well.
I love that. How about if I'm trying to capitalize on local SEO for this? So I would love to be able to have people living in my region of the seacoast of New Hampshire or on Cape Cod be specifically the people reaching out to me. Where does that go? Should that be in when I name that image? Should it be in a keyword of that image of like New Hampshire wedding rings? Or what do you think on that?
I saw you, have you been working on this?
I
Because
have.
yeah,
Yeah.
I saw your best jewelry stores in Hampton, New Hampshire. This is where the magic happens, and you're already doing it. Creating blog posts with keywords for your local areas. This is the page that you would be optimizing. Let's just peek here.
So if I have to put some energy and time into it, it's better to do it for the blog post rather than go through all of this stuff and try to locally optimize.
Yeah, you don't want to, you want to optimize, every single page has to be optimized for something specific. You don't want to
Oh,
optimize more than one page for the same thing. So you don't want more than one page to be best jewelry stores in Hampton, New Hampshire. You can do different things for Hampton, New Hampshire, different keywords, but one keyword for one singular page. If you have more than one, they're competing with each other and you're kind of like negating everything that you do.
wow. That is definitely not anything I knew.
Yeah,
Okay.
you have it right. You're doing a great job. Create more blog posts with your keywords for location-based situation.
Okay. For product pages, I probably am focused on many keywords. Is that the wrong angle to take? Maybe I need to re-optimize products or collections and focus it on one particular thing rather than having maybe. So, for example, I might do huggy earrings or pearl huggy earrings or gemstone huggy earrings. And I don't want those all on the same page.
You want one primary keyword, pearl huggy earrings. That would be your H1. You would be repeating it through some other headlines and some body text. You can have supporting words for that as well, but you want to optimize for a singular keyword per page.
Okay.
And those supporting keywords, this is also a great use for AI. You can ask them for some more supporting keywords or share your description and how can I add some more supporting keywords into it? But you want one singular for every product page.
Okay. In talking, we were talking about the pop-ups and I just happened to go onto Klaviyo to see which ones were being used where. And I found that they're performing really low and I had no idea. Like I have some 0% submit rates on these pop-ups. So instead of annoying my customers, I'd rather turn them off. Or what would you say about that? The
If you,
discount before exit seems to be the one that's working great. I just started that one about a week ago and I already got 4 submissions, which is pretty good for me.
yes. Okay, I would leave that. And then if you can add one to your footer that's on every page, then eliminate the rest and use just the exit intent. I was going to say, if you did want to keep a pop-up, maybe wait and have someone on site for 15 plus seconds before they see a pop-up. But if I were you, I'd try the footer and then have the exit intent for a little bit and see how that goes.
So just footer and exit. And when you say footer, you mean literally in the footer of my webpage, or do you mean that little corner thing that we can see there that says get 15% off?
No, I mean
Like adding,
I,
wait, do I have that in the bottom? Was that, did you?
you apply to our a free membership for receive exclusive deals, news, and events. It's hard to see. I mean adding like a full width, like kind of how you could do something like this, an image, and then have the sign up over here, but more likely something like a full width image and then over it, right? Like get 15% off your next order with the name, the email, the send button. So people like see it, they know what's happening and they can press it.
Should it be a model image or a product image? What do you feel converts best?
I think you can play with it. I think either way, whichever one you can see, you want people to see the form, to know it's a form. And the image is kind of like in the background. It's kind of like going to disrupt the scroll. So whatever you think will disrupt the scroll at the bottom right before they get to this footer. Like right now, you've got a lot of these are your Instagram posts.
Yeah.
I might say shrink them.
Mhm.
I am hesitant to put social media on a website because I don't want them to leave and like doom scroll and never come back to your website. Even though you do have beautiful imagery, you have beautiful imagery on your site. So I would say remove your social media or make it a little bit smaller so that the last thing someone sees is that banner to sign up for the free 15% off.
Now, when I look at my banner options on my Shopify template, there is no option to put a picture. So if I don't have an option for a picture to subscribe to my emails, is it better to have a solid color in the background or a light color? Knowing that my website is pretty white and light.
No. They won't let you have a single image back there.
No, I think we'd have to create something different with a sign up on it, not the standard one that comes.
I think you can play with it. I would if it comes to that, then I would probably say then do a video and just have like a really light overlay and have it just like a simple white-ish background video under the sign up. Play with it. Put that out there, test it for a few weeks, see if anyone's signing up. And then if not, make changes.
Okay.
Right? Anything else before we wrap up?
Yeah. When they do sign up for an email, there's something that says a return URL. Do I need that? So do I
You
want to bring them back to my homepage or to
I
something
I
different?
think maybe it would be really nice to bring them back to a thank you page. On that page, if you created a page on your website, you could do a video. You could have an image and say, thank you so much for signing up for the discount. You'll hear from us so often. Here are some of our best sellers, or this is what we have coming up. Anything to make it personal. And when you do that, then that's an easy way to measure your conversions because you're able to see how many people came to my website this month and then how many people landed on that thank you page. You divide the two and you have your conversion rate. That's a really nice way to easily be able to identify how your conversion rate is going.
Do I always need to tease with a percentage off or a gift in that sign up that we're talking about at the bottom of every page?
It's for shops and products, it's hard. People don't want to just give their email address over. You know your clientele best. Like, is there something that you send out that people find valuable? Do you want to do a percentage off? Do you want to do, a free gift? Is there something like like a small jewelry cleaning gift? Like, what can you give them? It doesn't have to be. It's all up to you. Maybe you can play with that, give it a few weeks, test it out, and then change it.
Okay. This has all been so great, Jenny. Thank you so much.
Okay, awesome. It already this landing looks beautiful, and I'm excited to hear what happens. Why don't you, tell everyone where they can find you, a little bit about you. This is your time to shout yourself out.
Oh, thanks, Jenny. Well, everyone can see all the progress that we're making at covefinejewelry.com. You can follow us on Instagram at covefinejewelry and all other social media. We are based in Hampton, New Hampshire on the seacoast, but our reach extends up north into Maine and all the way down to Rhode Island and the Connecticut coast. And each of our signature rings is tied to a geographical area. So if you vacation on Cape Cod, we have our Cape Cod signature ring, and the London blue topaz reminds us of the ocean. We have the Nantucket red, pink tourmaline, if you're a Nantucket gal. And we have colors for all these regions. So we're launching new colors for the Connecticut coast. And Maine is sky blue topaz, and so is New Hampshire. So lots of great things coming. And also, we enjoy doing custom engagement rings, and we source all of our lab grown diamonds and gold is cast and made in New York City. We are a made in America company and female owned. So check us out.
Oh, your work is beautiful, Allison. Everything is gorgeous, and we vacation on the Cape, and so I will be
Oh, yay.
keeping this in mind.
Great. Well, Jenny, you need to sign up for my email so you know where we're going to be this summer. We're partnering with a lot of luxury hotels on the Cape and boutiques. So you'll have to stop by and see me in person. I would love to show you some pieces. And
Oh yeah, fantastic. I'll sign up right now and get on that list.
yay. All right. Well, thanks so much.
And that wraps up another episode of Website Design Made Simple. I hope you found the insights shared in this episode valuable and takes you one step closer to creating a website that attracts more of your ideal clients and builds your brand. If you enjoyed this episode, please take a minute to leave a review on Apple Podcasts or a rating on Spotify. Your review will help us reach more small business owners like you who are ready to make more money with their website. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode.